just imagining 24 hours, like you're not sleeping, you're not eating. So really, thank you. Thank you so much. Uh, okay, so I'm Surbhi. I'm from Bhubaneswar. I'm a storyteller and a facilitator of social emotional learning and a happiness coach. And today I have a story which is a Japanese folktale. And to be honest, to find a story for this festival with the theme of healing, it took me a really long time. But finally, I found a story which resonated a lot with me. And I hope that once you hear the story, it will resonate in the same way with all of you. So here we go. Once upon a time, there was a storyteller, a master storyteller who was known to weave tales that not just enchanted or entertained, but infused life, hope, and healing in the hearts of his listeners. And he would travel from one place, from one village to another. But he would not go there on invitation. He would go there when people needed him, when they had lost hope, when they were in dark places of despair, of hopelessness, when they had lost connection, community, and when their inner cries for help had reached such a crescendo that it would summon the storyteller and he would appear. And when people would see an old man with a pointy white beard, silver hair, and a flowing robe approaching their village, they knew that their cries for help had been answered and they were here to listen to the stories. So the people would huddle together, sit around fires, and listen to the tales by the storyteller. Day after day, night after night, they would listen to stories and find courage, strength, and hope. And when the storytellers saw that the parched hearts of men and women were no longer barren, when the stories had kindled light and love in them, he knew that the story medicine had done his work and his job was done. He would then quickly, just as quickly as he would come, he would then quickly disappear from that village and move on to another village where the people needed him. Now, one time during one such journey, the storyteller had just finished and was moving towards another village. The sun had set. It was all dark, a moonless night. The storyteller did not know which way to turn because it was all pitch dark. In front, behind, right or left. He didn't know which way to go. And he was tired. He was hungry. He knew that he needed a place to spend the night. He kept moving, and there in the distance he saw a tiny flicker of light. He wondered, it could not be a village in this secluded place, most likely a monastery. He kept moving, looking at the light. His hopes were up when he heard the clang of metal and wood, and he realized that he had reached a dojo, a school where young men learned the art of swordsmanship and trained to be samurais. Now, during those times, the custom was that to earn your place and your meal, you had to engage the students in a duel with wooden swords. The storyteller looked at himself. He knew that his stories were strong and powerful, but not his body. That had been weakened and ravaged by age. His bones were achy, his muscles tired. But what was he to do? He needed desperately a place to rest. He pondered, and then a smile flashed across his face, and he knocked at the door of the dojo. A young man opened the door and asked, "Grandfather, what can I do for you?" The storyteller replied, "I want to challenge the master of the dojo." The young student was taken aback. He looked at the frail storyteller and wondered what nonsense had gotten into his head. He answered the storyteller and said, "We have students at various levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. You can fight battle with any one of them." But the storyteller was adamant. It was only the master that he wanted to challenge. And so the young student politely let him inside. Word was sent to the master that there was a frail old man who wanted to challenge him. Now, the master was a very renowned samurai. He was known for his skills of fighting or swordsmanship. And all across the school, there was a buzz amongst the students that what a strange encounter was going to take place. There was also worry because to fight the master meant not fighting with wooden swords, but with the real steel swords, the katana, as they say in Japanese. The master began to get ready. He tucked his sword inside his robe and walked with his nimble steps across the hall where the storyteller was. The look on his face was unfathomable. You could not discern any emotion. You could only wonder if there was pride, if there was amusement, or if there was worry for the storyteller about what would happen to him. The students were all sitting and anticipating, nervous, excited, and terrified at the strange spectacle they were about to see. The master and the storyteller were face to face with each other. The master signaled one of the students to hand a sword, a katana, to the storyteller. The storyteller took the katana and placed it on the wooden floor. The master looked at the storyteller and said, "I accept your challenge. Let's begin." He held the katana in his hand and was ready to strike the first blow when the storyteller began. Once upon a time, there was a village at the foot of a mighty mountain, and in this village, there was a cottage in which lived an old man. And every day, the old man would go to the stream for fishing. But instead of fishing, he would listen to stories from the fishes of all the places they had been, the people they had met, and the strange encounters. Listening to stories throughout the day, he would go back home and tell these stories to his friends while sipping a cup of tea. Just then, the master samurai said, "Stop." He placed his katana, his sword down, and bowed to the storyteller and said, "You have defeated me." There was shock and surprise amongst the crowd. "What?" Students exclaimed. "How could this man have defeated our master samurai without even holding his sword, without even striking a blow?" The master smiled and addressed the students. He said, "How many times I have told you all that to win a battle, you have to be there in the moment, in the present. And this man, how beautifully he took me away to a place far ago and a land long ago. He could have slain me at will." And so, my dear friends, so it is always true for all those who tell stories from their heart and for all those who listen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I hope I resonated a lot with this story because it's the power of stories and what stories can do. And they can win even a person skilled in warfare. And so, so I think it is very, very, it resonated beautifully with me.
You did it too.
Thank you.
I mean, Surbhi, amazing feel. How do I say? Such vivid description. Enjoyed it, every bit of it. And, like yesterday we were discussing the pauses. I think I enjoyed that as well. And you're enjoying yourself is another thing which is like worth, capturing. So really beautiful. God bless you. Really enjoyed it. Lovely piece of story as well. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Very inspirational. Yeah, thanks.
Hi, Surbhi. Your language use was so brilliant. Pick of
Thank you.
words were amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Surbhi, I must say that you've got a wonderful voice
Thank you.
as a teller, and very sweet voice. There's this strange sweetness in your voice, and you've very beautifully set the pretext for the next session, being in the present, and that helps even even in a war setting. It was a
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I guess we should, well, the next session is scheduled to begin in 10 minutes. Sonia, do you want to begin it now or how do you feel?
I completely leave it on to you, Eric. Do you want to take a quick 5 minutes break to grab a cup of coffee for yourself?
Not for me, but
Oh my God. What is the source of your energy of sitting without
it's
getting up
okay.
even for once? I am okay. I'm okay. I mean, I can start now or in 10 minutes, whichever way you suggest.
Yeah, let's take a break for a couple of minutes. Uh, people can go to the kitchen or
Sure.
whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, so we'll begin in just a few minutes.
Yes.
So,
At 12, let's begin at scheduled 12
well,
time.
that's 11 minutes away. Let's
Oh,
let's try 5 minutes.
sure. I'm here.
Great.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Sure.
Please, everyone, stay online, stay in the room. You can turn off your camera, perhaps.